Thursday night, you know what that means, and tonight on Thematically Speaking, we have got the reigning rollercoaster rivals champions, Dan and Paris from Ginger and Brown, and also for the first time we've got themeparkjackk as we talk about Fear Island press event at Fantasy Island, Scarefest Alton Towers, because we've got to talk about invitation. We'll be talking about Friday Night Chat Live and answering your questions, of course. So let's chat and all that. It's Thursday night, and you know what that means. Time for Thematically Speaking, and I want to get straight into it because there is a lot to talk about. So first, I'm going to introduce the reigning rollercoaster rivals champions after last Sunday's show. So if you've not seen it, go watch after this. We have got Ginger and Brown. It's Dan and Paris. How you doing?
The winners.
We are the winners. We're not bad. How are you?
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah, and for the first time ever, we've tracked down themeparkjackk. How you doing, Jack?
Hi, hey everyone. You all right?
That's very calm compared to you two.
That's because we're reigning champions. Oh, Daryl Dazzamore.
Daryl's already here. Patch.
Hi,
If
Daryl.
Daryl hasn't got it on his channel, he should spell, because he does bin POVs, doesn't he?
Yeah, bin povs. Yeah.
So he should have a channel called Been There Done That, spelled like BIN. Do that. Be awesome. But first I want to talk because I've got Jack on the show for the first time. Jack, do you remember the first time you got into theme parks, or as a kid, or the first roller coaster you rode?
Yeah, the first roller coaster I rode was the Black Hole at Alton Towers. Ever since then, I really got into the theme parks. Obviously, it was still once a year visit then, unfortunately. But then, as I got older and I could get a Merlin annual pass and an Alton Towers pass, that's when I started visiting, and the rest is history.
What's your favourite ride at the moment?
Taron, definitely at Phantasialand. Yeah, 100%.
Do you think we'll ever get anything that kind of quality in this country?
Probably not. And I think that the thing is, I think because it's obviously we have to travel for it and it's in Europe, I think that's what obviously kind of has that speciality about it. So I don't think we'll probably get anything that's anywhere near Taron.
Tell me about our interesting conversation, just chat before we come on. I said that Colossus is getting retracked. I said, imagine if they put the same train on it as like the new style Intamin LSM launch coasters, or like Taron trains. And they retracked it all with the new Intamin track. So you never know, Jack. It could be getting beat, Taron.
I know. I very much doubt it.
How many bins they got left, Daryl? So do we want to talk about Fear Island first? Because I've only seen bits of it in your vlog, which I've linked below in the description. But do you want to talk to us how that came about, going to Fear Island event, Dan?
Well, we first went to Fantasy Island back in June.
Summer?
Was it? Something like that, yeah. We just contacted the park regarding using GoPro filming equipment on the rides. Mm-hmm. And they contacted us back, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think it was like last month, and said, do you want to come down and try out our scare mazes? So, yeah, that was that.
But that was the second time the contact was the first time after that, when it was the Harrington Flints opening, and they were like, "Oh, come down," and we were like, "We're in Dublin, so I doubt we're going to be."
Is that the new dark ride?
Yeah, and it's so good. It's in the vlog, the full thing.
The marketing team, for anyone who might be in the comments who might have dealt with them before, they're actually incredibly accommodating for enthusiasts. So if you message them and just ask, we just asked if we could film on the rides, and sorted us out with passes so we could film. What does it say? It's like a visitor pass, so we show it to all the staff.
And you have to show the
And
staff.
then she said, we'll probably keep you on the guest list and we'll contact you for any upcoming events.
So you're on the VIP list now for Fantasy Island?
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. Which is crazy because
it is mad.
But yeah,
We never expected anything like that.
No, it's really nice of them to do. But yeah, Fear Island, that's how it came about anyway. They contacted us and we went back.
Saying they were great when I asked about my drone.
They are really accommodating, and if you think about it, why wouldn't they be? It's free advertising for the park. You know, we get something out of it, they get something in return.
I think Merlin should really adapt it, to be fair, because there's so much advertising that could happen.
When we all went,
I'm scared about what will get released.
Probably.
Yeah, we all went Energylandia. We didn't have GoPro at the time. Jack contacted them. They went, yeah, no worries, come meet us. They give him a sticker for his GoPro, checked it all out, and he filmed on all the rides.
Still got that sticker on there.
Why parks, more parks don't do it. As long as they all get checked out. I mean, can you imagine if Towers announced that they were going to start allowing filming on rides?
I think that would be a bit crazy, though. They get so many... I suppose if you get it checked at, like, guest services...
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I think I didn't come with you, Jack, when you got it checked at Energylandia, but Fear Island and Fantasy Island first time round, they give it a real thorough,
like proper
a real thorough
check.
Sure
it's all like nice and tight, because if not, obviously, it's you don't want it falling.
Yeah, there's a lot of parks. It just seems to be Merlin definitely don't allow it. And
just gonna bash Merlin for an hour.
yeah, well, we could do. Yeah, it wouldn't be difficult at the minute, would it?
So how far is Fantasy Island before we talk about Fear Island? How far is that for you?
It's 3.5 hour drive. 3.5 hours. I think it's about the same for Jack, isn't it, Jack?
It is, yeah, about 3 hours 20 in total. I think it took us.
But it's about.
Find it a bad drive.
It's about.
It's not. It's a
about
really good
2
drive.
hours motorway, 90 minutes country roads.
Not when you're on the way back.
We come from Fantasy
Let's
Island.
go over the field.
We come Fantasy Island to Alton Towers.
I drove it.
We didn't see a motorway until we got to the M1.
And we didn't even go on the M1.
And we went past the M1.
Straight over it, yeah.
And then we come into Derby, and that was it. We were pretty much at Towers. We didn't go on a single motorway from the East Coast all the way to the Midlands, like crazy.
Yeah, it is mad.
But yeah, it's worth the drive. It's a great park, and I think everyone who hasn't visited should definitely go. It was Jack and Hannah's first visit, and they wasn't disappointed.
Yeah.
The indoor section will surprise a lot of people.
And we have Bottoms down. You have Bottoms down the road. You've got obviously the beach as well if you want to like spend your time on the beach.
Bottoms Pleasure Beach is a good little park, and they don't really care. You can film.
Oh no, they don't. They genuinely don't.
You can film all you like there.
I was.
Is that like? Have either of you been to Great Yarmouth?
No.
So there's a really small park there called Joyland. I was wondering if Bottoms was a bit like that.
I think basically Bottoms is much like do you know Knightley's in Towin,
probably like Knightley's.
It's like it's not a travel fair, but it's a named park with a logo and a identity, but it's just
looks like a travel.
But it's travel rides in there, if that makes sense. And I think they can add and remove.
It's a bit like a retro squad with no other rides.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah,
it's got a KMG afterburner.
It's got
it's
got a roller coaster.
Starflyer.
It's got 5 roller coasters, so that's reason for anyone to go. Starflyer was.
And the haunted house was pretty good. We went on it about 2 or 3 times. We did.
There was a nude woman in there.
All right, we're not going to get into that.
Mannequin.
If you go and watch, we'll plug our vlog here. If you go and watch our video from Bottoms Pleasure Beach and look for the naked woman on there,
see if you can spot it. It's like that. It's the
on the haunted house. You'll see it on the.
I spotted it. Dan didn't spot it, and I said we need to go back round. I need to show you it again.
Let's talk about Fear Island rather than Bottoms. So I don't know if you want to start with. Did you get any special treatment when you got there? Because obviously you're on the list.
Yeah, you get a lot of VIP. You get special treatment, but because you're part of like the VIP and you've been invited down in a way for like the VIP event,
like
you get
on a guest list kind of thing.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, you get your wristbands. They just give you the wristbands. They give us all the scare mazes. They asked if we paid for parking. They give us free parking.
Unlimited rides.
So all we paid for was accommodation for the night, which was just down the road, and food.
What food?
And petrol. Yeah, that's it.
Cheesy chips. I had cheesy chips.
Just from a takeaway.
Oh,
yeah, really good. Bye, Jerry. Did we meet some
mistake, Jerry? It's Jerry Connell.
I seem to remember meeting you, or am I mistaken? You know, you met me.
I think he's met all of us.
Yeah.
No, not me.
Unless Jerry genuinely doesn't recognise, because when he met me, I hadn't know her. Hang on. What about now?
So do you want to go through some of the events that were there, some of the mazes and things?
Jack, do you want to go for that?
Yeah, I'll let you go through them.
Yeah, I'll definitely start off with Blood Bunker, because obviously that was the first maze that we did, wasn't it?
Yeah, we all went in with low expectations, didn't we? No,
very low expectations.
But I think, Jack, you'll probably agree. There's not a great deal of hype for. It's always Alton Towers, Tully's, Thorpe Park. They're the ones that you hear about the most.
I'm surprised you drove 3.5 hours to go somewhere you didn't think was going to be that great.
I wanted to go.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, massive Halloween fan, so I was like, no.
Well, it was something new to do, and I thought, why not? Why not?
I think the purpose for me as well was I haven't ridden any of the coasters there before, so that was something that mainly I went down for, and it was just great that obviously there was a Halloween thing. I do, but I don't. It's not something I really have a look at on a regular basis.
If there's a Big Apple coaster, Jack won't do it.
No,
there's some coasters that I'll look at and I'll see like loads of children queuing up for, and I'm like, no, I'll avoid.
And I'll be at the front of the queue. Yeah.
Just because I know he'll be in the chat somewhere. Ben from Ben and Holly's Theme Park Adventures was talking to me. It must have been a week or two ago, and he was trying to convince me. I don't know what it's called now, but Squirrel Nutty's technically a coaster, and I was like, no, it's not.
The CBBS. Is that
yeah,
the CBBS?
He says it's like a powered coaster.
No.
I was wondering about your opinion on it.
It's a glorified transit system, isn't it?
Yeah. But then what's the ghost train at Pleasure Beach? Because it's got a dip in it and it's under free motion and it's under gravity.
Is that the same ghost train? I can't remember if you told the story on air where you went round the corner. Dan.
I'm with.
Where you and Jack nearly came out. Were you and Jack?
Oh my god!
Jack, tell your side of the story. I've heard.
Jack's eyes just lit up.
It was genuine fear in my eyes when that cart lifted up out of the ground off its tracks. It was frightening. It was like
who was sat on the inside of the corner?
It was you, Dan. You were sat on the inside.
It was all the weight, wasn't it? All the weight on one side. But you didn't come.
Was I at school?
He still thinks it's a coaster, a power coaster.
It was just when me and Jack went.
It's not a coaster.
And we come down the hill and we come up the other side when you come towards the mirror and then you take the right turn. And the thing just went like side. I kid you not, we were like tilted like this going around the corner. And we just looked at each other like, oh my god, no one's going to believe that just happened.
It made one hell of a thud when it hit back onto the tracks. It made one hell of a thud.
What?
Was it rattling for the rest of the way around?
Well, I think it wasn't far off near the end, so. But we thought because it done it first time, we thought, when you come down the hill and the chain takes you down to the bottom and it lets you go.
It lets you go and then
it lets you go before you hit the end and then you take a left turn. We thought it was going to go again, but if it would have gone then, Jack would have been crushed by me. So yeah.
Tell us a bit about the Blood Bunker then.
Incredible.
Go on, Jack.
Go on, Jack. You
started.
Well, it all started, didn't it, when we was in the queue and we were speaking to the lady who was running the event. I can't remember what her name was, but this is where we found out Fantasy Island actually hire an independent company to come in and obviously do all the actor training and stuff. And she was talking to us about it, and we thought we were going to get a little bit more than what normal people would, because she were talking to us because she'd seen the lanyards, but it was frightening, wasn't it?
Yeah, we said that too, didn't we? We said, we don't get special treatment here because we're reviewing it. Like they knew we were going. It was going to be.
Do you think you got extra treatment?
No. She actually said no.
No, we've seen other people coming out. Like we've seen someone come out in tears out of one of them. I mean, she was only young, small. But when we spoke to this woman who was batching us in, she said she'd worked for Scare Kingdom up in Blackburn. She'd worked at Alton Towers, hadn't she, Jack?
Yeah, she said she'd worked at Alton Towers.
She said she was a host at Alton Towers many years back, for the mazes. So we were like, so she obviously she specializes in scare events. So we thought, maybe there's something about this. And Blood Bunker did not disappoint. It was
funny. I couldn't stop laughing. It wasn't funny. It was scary. But
did we only go through as a 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably.
But because Jack and Hannah were screaming so much, and then Dan jumped a few times, but I turned around and Hannah's going, and her face was a picture. And this guy got in this cage, and she just looked at me and she was screaming. I couldn't stop laughing. I thought, I can't stop laughing at you. Jack was screaming, Dan was screaming. I was just like, get me out of here because I can't stop. Couldn't breathe because I was laughing that much.
They locked us in a cage, didn't they, at one point? And they shut the gate behind us and we were stuck in. And then he come in the cage and shut the door. So he was like in this cage with us. And he had like tights over his head.
Yeah, it was like...
Oh, they was going to rob a bank.
Yeah, pretty much.
It looked basically like a morph suit.
What was it a military theme? Blood bunker?
I don't know.
What would you say it was, Jack?
I didn't feel like there was much story to them.
It was like supposed to be underground, wasn't it? It was like supposed to be underground.
Yeah.
The military
like in a bunker, but I didn't really get any sort of storyline.
Yeah. Loops and lap bars, the cage bit was great.
It was great.
So it mustn't have been us that just got that treatment then.
Yeah.
But the army one was the Scream.
Asylum.
Oh, so there was actually an army one aside from that.
Yeah, because they were in combat gear and stuff.
Got a fun fact on Scream Asylum. Was it Scream Asylum?
Scream Asylum. I think it was Scream Asylum.
It was in a McDonald's.
A McDonald's.
It was a McDonald's.
Genuinely, it was a McDonald's
that
building.
had closed down. We were in the McDonald's restaurant.
Is that, hang on. Is that the black? It was painted black.
Yeah.
Yes. Mike,
yeah.
The
one of Jack.
Yeah, I'll try and get up.
Mike, bring up Google Maps and go to Blooming Fantasy Island.
That one.
That's it. Go to Google Maps if you can. Well, yeah, I know you can. Bring it up at Fantasy Island, and if you look, you'll see the road that goes around the outside of the building. That was a drive-through.
Oh, so that was drive-through.
Yeah.
We exited and we were walking down the drive-through.
The drive-through. Yeah.
See the brown fence on the right-hand side. That's kind of the road. There was obviously the fence is kind of in the middle of where the cars would have driven out, but it was a McDonald's.
It was pure.
That's
two
just a
windows.
facade.
Could you still tell when you went in?
No, I didn't
know.
know.
We came outside and we seen the drive-through window.
You can't tell there looking at the facade, but we come out and I said to the host at the end, I said, "Excuse me," I said, "Was this a McDonald's?" He said, "Yeah," because as we exited and turned right to walk down the side of the building, you could see, the booths where you park up at the window to pay and then move up to the next one, and then if your food's going to be a week, park at the last window. Yeah, if you go on Google Maps, you'll see it. Other fast food chains are available. Clucking Bell.
It was good, to be fair.
Clucking Bell.
That one was scary as well. Jack and Hannah, they had a different experience because what did you do, Jack? Yeah.
I absolutely ruined that experience because they split us up, didn't they, in twos and give us a glow stick each.
Mm-hmm.
And we were made to crawl, and I was panicking because it was pitch black. Couldn't see anything, but I could just hear Dan and Paris screaming in front. Because I think she held us for 30 seconds while you guys went through first. And I could just hear you guys screaming, and it was pitch black. And I literally ran straight through it.
Yeah.
The glow sticks were useless, Jack, when you couldn't see anything with them.
I remember
you couldn't see nothing at all.
We were in a room, and all I seen was this. I'm sure you had the pink glow stick or the blue.
We did.
Either way,
we had the pink one.
This glow stick come through, and I was like, "They're right behind us. He's run through this because he's been
that
I
literally sprinted straight through and dragged Hannah with me.
The actors are like that. Whoa,
we loved it, didn't we? And then Hannah was like, "No, he dragged me through it and didn't say nothing." It was good.
It was.
Oh, that's the pirate show that they had.
What's that?
Volcano.
That's the Dark Ride, isn't it?
Was it the one with the?
Yes, that's the.
Yeah.
Oh, the parrot one.
Huh?
Parrot one there.
No, the one where you're.
Oh yeah, that's two controls.
Yeah, above the arcade, isn't it?
Above.
Yeah, just above everything.
Yeah.
It's really good, that ride. And it's not a roller coaster, it's just a little
The indoor section's like
incredible.
For what it is, if you look at it from outside, it looks a bit like and then you go inside and it's like really immersive. They've got loads of rides all intertwined with each other.
And then they've got an arcade, a bowling alley.
Yeah, it's really good.
So people can still comment about Fear Island, but when I was, I think at the end of Roller Coaster Rivals on Sunday, I mentioned we've got to talk about the invitation when you come on.
Oh, God.
So do we want to talk about Scarefest? I think people are going to love to... Actually, can I ask you one question before we talk about Scarefest? I just want to ask one thing before we talk about it. This I've never met this Banana Darryl, whatever he wants to be called. Does he actually talk like that when you meet him? Does he say patch in real life?
We've never met
him, but I'm guessing YouTube. He's always on his videos going, pat, pat, pat.
Oh, so he does see it. I just wondered.
He's also
Yeah,
got
watch his
questions as
videos.
well.
He's on YouTube. He does have a YouTube channel.
How many
so just watch
times
his-
can you go in the scare mazes? Is it limited to one per?
We got one free entry.
Oh, so you pay per entry.
I think so,
Yeah.
but
I
I
don't
think you
even
can
know
buy
what-
a bulk of
Jack,
like.
Jack, how
to-
much was your wristbands with
It was
the mazes
20
included?
27 each, I think it worked out to be, with
And
mazes
that was
included.
with the mazes.
with the mazes?
Yeah.
So you
and
got-
unlimited rides.
Look at that for
Oh,
a
so
price.
Jack didn't
you know
get
what
the freebies.
No,
No.
we didn't. No, we just
Oh, he's on
contacted
the-
them.
It's on the list.
He's on the list now.
Yeah, we're on the list now. So we contacted them asking if we could film, but we'd already paid for the tickets at this point. So they did
But she
come
did
back
pay
to us,
for
and she did. Yeah, she did come back and said, "You guys want to do the mazes and stuff?" But we'd already paid at that point. So
Who wants to go first about Scarefest?
go on, Dan.
What do you want to know? Not that invitation.
Well, let's talk about. Walk us through the invitation when you first experienced it.
You walk in, you walk out.
I mean, I
Don't
don't
do
know
it.
what the best way to describe it is because there isn't one, is there?
A shipping container.
Started off outside. I thought it was going to be fantastic
Mm.
with the graveyard and the theming and stuff. It was dark when we did it. We left that to last because we
Mhm.
thought, well, if we're queuing outside,
Do you feel like the
Well-
theming and the adverts didn't match what actually happened inside?
100%.
I thought well, on the adverts, didn't the woman she had music on,
I've
and I'm
not seen the
sure,
adverts,
sure,
no.
didn't she lie back or something? I was expecting the whole seating mechanism to drop back or something.
Oh, that
with
would've
the
like,
been
sat-
in the dungeon. Like in the dungeon where you.
Yeah.
But-
Which dungeon does
Yeah.
that? I know a dungeon does lean you back on one of them.
Yeah, I like the fact that we
Hotels
went
does the
into
same.
I like that we were
Blackpool.
going into this kind of mortuary and stuff, and we
But
met.
we didn't. We ended up.
I know. Well, this is what I'm saying. We met
A guy.
we met the guy who worked there and stuff, and we were in the lift.
And
going
it wasn't a
down.
lift, it was a box. It was
Yeah.
literally a box. There were no buttons on the wall, no nothing. It was just four wooden walls, and it was like, yeah, we're
And
in
then
a
we
lift
come
now,
out, and
it's
we were like, I don't know where we was. It felt like we were underground, but
we was in a shipping container.
And then-
and Holly.
we come out, and it was the cage with the stones in.
I wasn't
And-
sure if the elevator was meant to be an incinerator as well, and they were going to pretend that they were going to try and burn us to death or something.
I mean, that would have been better, to be honest, Mike. If they would have burnt us, I'd have probably enjoyed it more.
Well, no, you only cremate what's already dead.
I think if there'd have been an update in the middle of the cage,
Yeah.
to set the scene, and then when the lights went off, you put your
Yeah.
headphones on, and you could
Yeah.
hear him walking around, and then I don't know, maybe he come out and he touched you with the audio and stuff. Even that would have just added a bit more. But the audio.
Do you
was
think they
better.
should have made the audio different depending where you were sat in the room?
Yeah. Yeah. I do.
I think the audio should have just been better. I don't think the quality was very good.
I just can't stop laughing at the chips comment though. That was the best bit.
Well, that's how
What
you
did
avoid
you
getting
have
eaten
to
by
do?
vampires and stuff.
We had chips last night.
I was just really disappointed with it. I don't.
I thought that we had to interact with the cage because when they said
Yeah,
like,
when he
we
was
had-
asking.
I was like,
Yeah.
are they asking me or are they asking
You
someone
lost
next to
me with
Like, what-
vampires.
what
It
do you
should
need
have
to do?
been dead people in there walking around or
Zombies.
something like that. You were at a graveyard,
Infection.
and then you went into like a mortuary, and then there was a vampire. I mean, it's just
Underground.
Yeah.
But
Underground as well.
Yeah.
Seemed
yeah,
odd.
it's just no. It should have been like
A
dead
zombie
people
infection.
coming to life or something, and they were like
Oh,
walking around. I don't know.
While we're
Jack,
here,
what-
Leaps and Lap Bars mentioned the terminal. Did either of you do the terminal at Thorpe Park?
Yeah. I did.
Can we talk
And
about
I-
that? I tried to ask Ben about it, but he actually didn't do it because of how bad the invitation was.
I would agree with Luke. I would definitely agree with Loops and Lap Bars. The invitation was better, because the terminal had no theming at all, so there was no queue line theming. It was just the temporary cattle pen fences, and you could see the shipping container that you went in. You did the same thing as the invitation where you went into a lift, but it was sci-fi themed. It was based around it's like a sleep capsule, so you're in like a sleep pod. And there was like these lights above each bay that you was in, and
Were they the
you
same
got, like,
bays?
they were the same bays that there was in. Apart from there was no cage in front of the people in front of you. You could literally see them, and then there was like blasts of air and stuff. And it was just based about an alien, and you wake up after this long sleep, and then the aliens are attacking it made no sense. It really made no sense, just as
Yeah.
much as the invitation.
I just think of the film Alien, to be fair, but like the game,
Cracking
Alien
film,
as
by the
well.
way.
Case of chickens here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
those
I think I would have preferred that one than invitation.
See, I
Right,
got kind of
yeah.
excited. When I heard the terminal, I thought maybe it's to do with an airport, and maybe you
I
kind
thought
of just
that.
have zombies and stuff, a bit like the
Yeah.
Resident Evil animated film.
I thought that.
But yeah, I think I would have preferred that one, space and stuff like that.
So-
Because I just
What did Jack think of the invitation?
Poor. Very
Last time I
poor.
spoke
I
to
think
Dan about this, he got really kind of emotional about how bad it was, and now you're just like, nah, it's not even worth our time.
we all got emotional, didn't we? When we got off, we was all like, I think we all looked at each other, and I think that was the most disappointing thing is the fact that we actually paid to go in. That
I was gonna say,
Normally,
it's
We
not
all
a
yeah.
free
came
thing.
out and stood there, didn't we? And we was like, what
Normally, you
has just gone
save the
on?
best to last, but in this case, we saved the
The
worst to last.
worst to last.
Oh, we did
Yeah,
it
we
first.
Don't.
Yeah, well, I wanted
We
to
heard how
do
bad
it.
it was.
We all agreed that the
queue
queue line
that's what
looked
we
more
wanted to look at.
immersive.
Yeah,
It
it
looked
did.
like it would have been more enjoyable in the dark, so we waited till
Yeah.
night time, and there was no queue.
And she
And now I
shoved
know
us in.
why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she threw us in. She was like, quick, go in, because you'll have to wait 10 minutes.
Quick,
And we were
please
like,
go
"Okay."
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing.
Please
You
go
were
in.
kind of like with us. We were kind of like ushered quickly in, and it was like, no, we want to look at the theming around. You know,
We had
want
enough
to-
time to look at the theming, I think.
Yeah, I mean, we did, but it was just we kind of was rushed through a little bit, even though there was no queue. So
Darkfield.
It was
Dark,
very
Darkfield are the guys that do it, I assume.
oh,
Airplane crash audio
Like,
experience.
It's horrible.
oh.
So they have done some good stuff, apparently. I've heard this as well.
Yeah, I'm sure they have. I mean,
I just recall like the
they must.
barbershop one back in the day. The barbershop.
Yeah.
Just bring that. Make everyone sit
Do
and
you-
listen to the
do you remember
barbershop.
the
one,
I
because
virtual
remember
that
the
was-
barbershop.
Oh
Yeah,
my God,
I
that
do.
was horrific.
You put the virtual barber on YouTube, guys, when this stream ends, and put your
Put your
headset
headphones
in and
in.
listen to it, and it will make you flinch. It did. It used to with me, and that's what I was expecting from it.
Mm.
And I did
I-
say, didn't I, Jack, to you guys before we went in, I'm a bit nervous for the invitation because
Audio for
things messing with your mind, listening to audio and stuff, is going to make me like flinch. And it was
Yeah.
so far away from what I was expecting.
I was flinching, but only because I found it so uncomfortable when the seats vibrated. I was just like, it's obviously going to do that again at some point. And I was just paying more attention to that and kind of flinching a bit, so it didn't shock me as much. It was shocking me and making me jump just because of the decibels and the seat vibrating.
Mike, have you guys done the Blackpool dungeon?
No, we've done the Warwick one and the Alton one.
Right.
Is that
Probably
the one
might
I'm on
mention
about?
more
The-
else.
where you go in and there's a pirate, the captain
Yeah,
guy comes behind you, Jack, and he stabs you in the back and stuff, and the seats fall back. And this, sorry
Yeah,
if anyone's
yeah.
been on it.
Yeah,
That's
but
funny,
that
right?
happens in Alton Towers, in the Alton Towers dungeon.
Yeah,
where you sit
yeah,
in
or
the
even
bar,
even in the
top
Alton
bar.
Towers dungeon when
Yeah.
it's chirping.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pin, yeah.
He comes in and he
it's
walks
dead
around you.
close to
That
you and
audio
stuff.
experience was better than the invitation,
Mm.
and the seats
Yeah.
fall back. Better than the invitation.
It's just like the whispers. They
You
need to get
give me-
someone whispering into
They
like
give us a
the
cheap
mic and it's
set of
like that, and you're
headphones.
like,
It looks like you get free on a plane.
oh, the defo what you get free
And-
on a plane. Definitely.
I don't know. It's a touchy subject with me. I didn't enjoy it.
Oh,
We need to bring back the sanctuary. That's what we need.
Do you think the budget
Yeah.
was taken out by the other events? Daryl's asking.
You think
Um,
Alton Towers spent more money on other events with Scare?
see,
No.
Jerry
I
as
think
well.
so.
Yeah, but I would rather them
Jerry's
just
going.
not.
See you, Jerry.
Bye,
See you, Kelman. Thanks for watching.
Jerry.
Kelman's on his way out.
See you, Jerry.
I don't know.
I don't know because
They shouldn't
Well,
have.
I heard. I,
I
don't
think
remember
it's
this
all the
previously.
independents that they try
Did-
bringing.
I think it was Joe Marshall from Theme Park Insanity, I think, was the one who said apparently the invitation had been on the cards for a while, since 2016. They was planning that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just like, we just found Darkfield, let's do it quick. Apparently there weren't an experience like that since 2016.
They mentioned it on one of his previous lives a couple of weeks ago. So
Do you know what though? I've only heard reviews off enthusiasts. The general public might love it.
To be
Everyone
honest,
walked out. Dan. When we watched people walk out, no
Yeah.
one was scared. Everyone looked confused.
Listen, I'm just trying to say something
You
positive.
know,
There's nothing
would
positive.
you say it looked a bit like they were dressed for a funeral at the entrance to the actors?
Yeah.
And when we all came
the
out,
end,
we looked like we'd
yeah.
just been to one.
I had more fun at a funeral. Mate.
I had more scares at a funeral.
Which was your favourite mayor's, Dan, at Scarefest?
Altonville, and I'm done with that now. Like it, That's outstayed its welcome. But
See, I think
we're
all
not
three of them have.
Yeah, they all have.
Darkest Depths for me.
All of them have outstayed the welcome now. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, there you go. Coast Chickens does it as well.
What was the better one? It was that. I don't like the attic. I've never liked the attic. I don't like anything about the attic.
No, but we do.
I'd rather have Terror of the Towers back, and that
I think that's because Mark built it.
I quite like Terror of the Towers as well.
See, I thought the attic was Terror of the Towers. It's just a slightly different version of it.
It's just a bad version of it. That's what it is. It's a bad version.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of story and everything, isn't it?
Darkest Depths.
You've got
half
half a maze for the attic, and then it
Darkest
just ends with a burning
building
corridor of just.
Yeah, it's all part of the story, Dan. It's all part of the experience.
Too long.
The story's rubbish.
As soon as you get to that sheet where you stand and see that ghost, I said it in our live, you see that ghost and it just goes boom.
Yeah.
And you don't even see the ghost because everyone's pushing through. Well, you've got to get through quick.
I don't think they had the space to end it any better. I think with the space they had, they just made a load of corridors and that's what they could do.
Run out of money. That's what they did. They run out of money and thought, I'll put a bit of
I know, because it was similar last year. It was the same out last year, wasn't it?
Do you rate the attic then, Mike?
I don't rate any of those three because I think at least one of them should have gone by now. Because they've all been there since 2019.
Yeah. Darkest Depths, if anything, deserves to be there.
Skin's been there since 2016.
Yeah, Darkest Depths is the least. Darkest Depths is the newest, minus the invitation, but we don't talk about.
I think Darkest Depths is the best themed one.
Yeah, I love Darkest.
Considering
I
what
wouldn't say it's the scariest, but it's the best themed. I played it in Courtyard though.
Altonville.
Altonville's good, yeah.
Altonville's quite well.
But Altonville's been there since 2016 because it were there when I acted and.
I never did it, but sounds like Ice Age was more immersive than the invitation. But it was
I agree with that, Rebecca. I absolutely agree with that.
Yeah,
I don't think I didn't do Ice Age.
Ice Age was great.
Never did it.
Yeah,
Just to go in there on a summer's day and you're cool, right?
Yeah, Ice Age was great because it opened the same year as Subterra. So when we all came out of Subterra and were really annoyed, get on the Sky Ride, go to Ice Age.
We're really annoyed.
The devil's garlic bread.
Someone had been woodcuts for the garlic bread side.
No, to be fair, it's probably an actor's just picked.
Mike loves woodcutters, don't you, Mike?
I don't love it, but that and Roller Coaster Restaurant are the only two places worth eating there.
I don't like Roller Coaster Restaurant anymore.
No,
What's happened? What's the story?
Too expensive, and you get kids' portions.
We all went, didn't we? Me and you, Jack and Hannah, and we all stayed over. Were we all there?
Where did we go? We went Woodcutters last week when we went for
I think it's
fantastic food.
Yeah, you raised a good point before.
I think it's because I'd seen what the kids' portion was.
Yeah.
I'd seen another vlog of someone.
It was Ben.
The
Ben
kids' portion just seemed better than the
adult,
than the ones that they had. Yeah. And I liked it before the season before that, where they had the salmon, because you'd get a massive slab of salmon and like loads of vegetables and potatoes. It just looked so lush, and it was a very big plate.
We saw.
Looked at the other stuff, and it's like mostly just burgers now, and it's like
we saw Ben and Holly's.
Wants a burger.
Ben and Holly's vlog, and he was filming what his kids got, and it looked like the same size portions as what the adults were getting. So next time, go to Roller Coaster Restaurant. Just order the kids one.
Yeah, I just thought, right. My burger always turns up as well, like it's been round the loop, but it actually hasn't. You know what I mean? It comes and it's like.
Also, Ben, if you're still in the chat, I just want to ask. I can't remember if it was in his vlog, but one of them got stuck in the loop. I'm not sure how they get out of that.
Can you imagine the state of it if it's like stuck upside down or something? I mean, I don't know. I'm just imagining if it's stuck and it was curry. If it was curry and it was like,
Dan,
it really stuck.
Dan, what we should do is send Alton Towers the evac mix I made, and every time they have to evac out of the loop, they play that out loud.
We'll do a new one, Mike, for it. It's stuck in the loop.
Jack, you didn't like it, though, did you? I remember you and Hannah hated it.
Yeah,
Jack ordered pizza.
You ordered pizza on.
Yeah, we did. I really can't stand the food options at Alton Towers. The only thing I'll eat there is a rollover hot dog.
Jack, try Woodcutters next season.
It was really good.
I'm telling you now, it was.
What was your food was stunning. I ate more of his than I.
I didn't think it was like Woodcutters. By the way, you said I loved it, as if it was.
But no, but there was a time, Mike, when Woodcutters went really bad. Me and Jack went one day, and we ordered.
Pink chicken.
It was for Scarefest, and it was like a chicken skewer thing. We
No, it's
cut
just-
into it, and it was raw. It was pink, and I shouted the woman over and I said, "Listen, this is."
No, that's
Oh,
just
she
medium
said-
rare.
No, she said, "Oh, it's just the marinade, right?" Sent it back. I thought it's not the marinade. The marinade's orange.
Dan's done a
This is
culinary course. He should know.
Goes, comes back. They give us another one. Cut into it. I said,
Hang on.
"Excuse me, this is exactly the same." This is what they said. Or it might have just been a dodgy batch of chicken, and they might have cut into a vein when they were preparing it. That's what they said to us.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
Into a
Swear
vein.
that's what he said. Yeah, Jack was there. Anyway, I said, "Listen, I don't want it." So we got a refund, didn't we, Jack? And they give us.
Yeah.
We went and complained at guest services, which normally wouldn't do. But I just thought you can't be giving your customers excuses like that and serving them undercooked food and just saying, "Oh, it's the marinade," or "Oh, they've just cut it. It might just be a vein or something." I'm like, who says that? So they give us
Why does he bite into the vein?
13. And I've not been back since. That's years
No,
and
you
years.
have. Because me, you, Alan, and Alex went, and that wasn't
Tell
too
her
bad.
that. Tell her that.
And me, you, Joe Beasley.
Okay, so I have been a few
We've been
times.
a couple of times, but then we didn't go again for a
I'm
long
never
time.
coming back except all these times.
It was bad, and then we
Let's
went,
just say
we-
Ben.
Basically, I didn't go for many years after that.
Ben's
And then
told
when I
us that apparently they told him to stop filming. They told Ben
What?
to stop filming when he was filming them doing the evac of the food.
So if you go look at his
Oh,
vlog,
gosh.
like after the show.
Well, no, it's not in his vlog. They told him to stop filming.
I think if you look at the
Oh,
previous
he
vlog,
shows when it
said that
stops, yeah.
Stuck,
He
so
says it's got
obviously
stuck.
It's got as far as
Got
that.
stuck.
oh,
scary
as if he
evidence,
wasn't allowed to film. That's mad. I'd have still done it.
Oh,
Chess
anyone
and
tried the
chicken
nachos?
nuggets.
I would have just
actually?
filmed it and gone, I'm just taking a photo. And just
I've had Chessington's food hasn't been bad actually when we've been.
What have we had there?
I can't remember.
We'll have to
We've
try and do
never
a
had
food
anything-
review
I know
another
I had
time.
a
So, because we're talking about cooking food and stuff, do you want to talk about the time when you almost cooked a small part of the country with your fireworks? This was insane. It looked like you were getting ready for the
To
war.
be honest, Mike, what you've showed on that picture's
Yeah,
Paul
that's fair
on the right
Yeah,
because
sorry.
that table was full of fireworks and you've showed a tiny portion.
Yeah, but it's fine. But yeah, it's basically them rockets. Not them rockets on the top, the rockets underneath. The Warhawks.
That firework there was absolutely crazy.
We'll
The
let Jack go on about it because Jack
the-
was the one that lit
The
it.
GoPro footage doesn't do that firework justice. There.
Oh, well, didn't Jack have an accident with it as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack lit it, and we just blamed him for the incident. But he swears that he just did everything normal.
So
Well,
it goes
if you
like
watch the
TikTok
if
on
you watch
there.
the video, it takes up vertically and then it just kind of like spirals, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm
And
just
then-
glad that the people over here wasn't out having a party
Yeah.
of their own.
Yeah,
Oh,
And
did
it
it
didn't
go
hit the
towards
ground.
someone's house?
It went in someone's
It-
back garden.
Yeah,
it went underneath near a shed.
Literally,
I'm
it went
surprised
right
it's not
next.
fire to it.
The worst,
I
the
know.
worst thing is, like, the house is next door to a petrol station.
That would have been one
Mike-
disaster.
Mike. After the stream, I will send you a photo,
We'll show you. Yeah.
and you'll see what we mean.
It's so close.
But I have linked the vlog in the description.
It could
As
have
well.
landed in ours. It was so close.
What? What, Mike?
I have linked the bonfire vlog in the description of this live as well. If people want to
It's
go
not,
and see it.
it's not done very well, actually.
No, but the rogue firework is up on TikTok, and is it a YouTube short?
Yeah, we didn't.
Yeah, we
we
didn't
didn't
put
bother
them ones
putting it
up, but
on.
yeah.
We didn't put the footage in the vlog.
We didn't put the bad one in. We thought, no, we can't put the bad one in.
It's in case
But
the
if you
neighbours
want-
see it.
It's my mum's husband's reaction.
It's so
he just
funny. So
it
funny.
goes over the fence, and before it blows up, he just turns, looks at me as if to say, "What now?" And then it just went
Explodes
bang.
behind his head.
It
Oh,
could-
it exploded at low altitude.
Yeah, it was
It
ground
hit
level.
the ground.
It was just the other side of the fence, and the thump of it was so loud,
It was very loud.
and the spread just went went everywhere.
Well, I've got the feeling that the police will want this video as evidence.
Oh no, imagine.
But yeah,
But the thing is, the worst part about it is that pack of Warhawks. There was another one
That's
that
the
was
name of the
that was not in good condition.
no, well, Jack,
Snapped.
Mike, these rockets these days they don't just have the fuse loose. See the little red connectors on the bottom? They just fuse protectors, so you've got to pull them off. And they're a little bit stubborn. And what Jack did when he was lighting one, it wasn't this one, but he did try to take the fuse connector off, and he didn't, and he put too much pressure on and snapped the rocket stick. So it was like
A waste
it
of
was
a
Is that the one
firework.
that went rogue?
Worst.
no.
No,
No, no.
But when he did that later on, we thought, oh,
He's
Hang on.
done that again.
Was that what you did earlier on with the one that went over the fence, and maybe you just lit it anyway? But because
but if you watch it, it does go up vertically, and then it just goes. Yeah, do you know what? I'm gonna go this.
The
way.
one that went over the fence, that could have gone anywhere, and if it would have come in our garden, we would have genuinely, all jokes aside, we would have been in big trouble because.
Yeah.
Well, if you rightly remember, last year we had something similar happen with a firework, didn't we? The year before.
It was a Warhawk as
It was
well.
a
It went
Warhawk,
up
yeah.
and then it came down. If you watch the previous one, we've got the footage in it. It blew up really low.
I'm not getting them next year. I love them, but they seem to be a bit hit and miss. Some of them break dead low. They only go up like the height of a tree and blow up. And
last year's when it went up and then it started coming down and then it just blew up and it was like, oh.
Did you see the footage of that fireworks
next year? Just not.
Yeah, I'm doing fireworks again. I might just avoid them rockets because I tend to get them every year and they are a bit
rogue.
One or two of them you do get, they're a bit hit and miss. And after this one, it was a little bit too close. So I'm going to go for something else. That big firework went off great. And there's the aftermath.
Yeah.
Do you just light one fuse for that and then they just go off one after the other?
Yeah.
No,
that's one fuse.
the big one, Mike, that's lit up.
Or do you mean all the individual fireworks?
Yeah, the big one.
Box there on the right.
Yeah, just one fuse. Like the fuse and run.
The big one there is one fuse. But if you look at the way that them tubes are set up, it's called a fan. So see the bigger ones in the middle? They're kind of fan shaped. So there was a sticker on the top of the firework and it said face towards crowd. So you face it this way, and when the fan effect goes up, it goes up like that, facing everyone. If it went up the other way, it wouldn't be as effective. But yeah, if you see the footage at the end of the vlog, that was the finale, and it was incredible.
It was really
We won't film on the GoPro again next year. We thought it'd be a pretty cool feature, but it didn't turn out as good as with the Canon last year, so we're not going to do that again.
We're going to set the Canon up instead, aren't we?
Trial and error. But it was a great bonfire night.
What's the procedure when the fireworks have all gone off? Because you have to make sure they've all gone off before you approach them.
Yeah, we sat and had a couple of beers, didn't we?
No,
and enjoyed the fire.
As in, like, it means like make sure there's not, you don't go over to it and a rogue one just goes off.
I thought you meant
when they're done, what's the procedure? Because obviously there might be one in there that's not gone off, or
well,
we just give it a bit of time.
Once it's gone off, we'll go over to the table, pick something else out, and go over. And if nothing's happened by then, chances are that it's fine. So I just go over and kick it out the way, just move it out the way, and then put another one down.
But he's got his flashlight and he makes sure he goes.
I have a torch and stuff, and I make sure that everything, the family and stuff's well covered by things, and the fireworks are all secured with bricks. And I've been doing it for years. I love my fireworks and stuff. If you look on the image,
I remember you saying it was your favourite time of year at one point.
Yeah, there's bricks at the side of it because they can fall over, and if they fall over, they're going to go everywhere. And someone, you know. But yeah, there was a time years ago where I'd stick rockets in the ground and not let them take off and stuff just for fun. But I've grown up a bit since, and the money that we spend on fireworks now and how close we are to them, I don't want to mess around with them. And it'd be a waste of money just to mess with them. So we send them straight up. The maximum firework, the maximum powder, Mike, that you're allowed in a firework in the UK, to my knowledge, in one individual firework is 1,000 grams of explosive powder. That big firework there that you're seeing, I believe, was 980.
Yeah, quite a lot. It was heavy as well.
It was 950 or 980 grams, so it was very close to the limit of what we're allowed in this country. It was an absolute beast.
It was heavy.
It was good.
Yeah,
really good.
It was superb.
Are you limited to how many of those you're allowed to buy in one go?
No. I bought all that in a
really
sale.
matter.
I bought it all in a sale on the website, Galactic Fireworks,
and then Jack came with more as well.
And then Jack came with more, but they don't like limit you to the amount you can buy unless. I actually don't know if to do. I've never.
They probably will if it comes to like a big show you're putting on. They'll probably want to know what you're using them for if you're spending like a certain amount of money and things like that. They'll probably.
To be honest, you couldn't afford many of them because that big one was bloody expensive.
No, it was about 60.
What camera do you use?
What cameras do you use for video fireworks? Well,
we used the GoPro, which we put on the floor underneath said fireworks, but we're going to use the Canon G7X Mark II next year. We did that on the first.
If you watch our bonfire night vlog from last year, we used the Canon G7X Mark II, and for me, the sound was better and the video quality was maybe better. The GoPro footage is good, but we got a bit excited, me and Jack, and we were putting the camera right underneath the fireworks, so the smoke was covering it, and
then the case at the end of the night, I picked it up and it was black.
It was covered in soot.
Obviously, on some of the fireworks, you'll see there's a glare, and it's probably because of all the soot that was on the lens.
We really wasn't that happy with the footage when we were going through it, and we were just going to scrap the vlog completely because it wasn't that good. But watching it back, it's okay. But it's trial and error. I wouldn't use a GoPro again. I would use the vlogging camera.
Jack, tell him the fireworks you brought.
I don't think
what was
about fireworks, haven't we, for about half an hour? Yeah,
The flying pigs,
the flying cows, wasn't they? Yeah, there was like cows, weren't they?
Wasn't cows?
Yeah, they were cows, flying cows. Yeah. So it was like a little mini cow, and they were really good. They were really, really good, very loud. And then the other ones, I can't remember what the other ones were called. Was it Skyhawk?
Yeah,
and you had the Dum Bum Rockets as well.
The Dum Bum Rockets, yeah.
Yeah, Dum Bum Rockets. They were pretty
You'll
good.
have to come down, Mike, next year.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Vlog.
I wasn't going to do a quiz this week because you won the quiz on Sunday. You've done enough quizzes, but I thought I'd bring back an old segment that I used to do a few times because there's a story I want to talk about. As long as I think it's not family friendly. I don't think there's any swearing involved. But I used to have a segment called Total Anecdotal where we'd tell like a funny anecdote, and I want Jack to talk about the time when you were staying at the bank house in Alton, I think, and he thought he was going to die because he had those strawberry daiquiris.
Oh, God. Oh no.
Oh, no.
I think it was.
No, you told me about this story many a times.
Paris knows the story, yeah.
Yeah, was it the bank house, Dan, or was it the malt house we stayed at?
It was the malt house, I think.
And it was when Eurovision was on, wasn't it? So Eurovision was on.
Mike, when we left your accommodation.
It was.
Yeah, I can't remember what house it's called now.
We walked all the way, didn't we? All the way back.
They were serving Jack in the pub in Alton Village, and he was only 16. He was buying beers.
I thought it was having strawberry daiquiris.
That I think that was when we come to your accommodation after.
Yeah, it was.
We were playing pool in the pub. Remember?
We brought these pouches. They were like the slush pouches that you can put in the freezer, but we never put them in the freezer.
Ones.
Yeah, we were just drinking them, and I think I had a little bit too much, and obviously I was throwing up. And I come running into the room, didn't I, when you were laying in bed? I think I'm bleeding. Absolute panicking, and he said, "No, it smells like a strawberry field in the toilet."
So into the bathroom door, and it just stunk of strawberries and sick. And I was like, and it was all red. And I said, "Jack, it's your strawberry daiquiri, mate. You're just not well." He said, "I'm dying." I'm like, "No, you're not. It's fine."
Yeah, to say the least, we definitely had too much to drink. Well, I had too much to drink.
Was that the place
anyway.
you stayed in when wasn't it a Flintstones themed room or something like that?
No, that was the bank house.
The bank house.
Yeah, that was the bank house. Flintstone themed room. Yeah.
I think I remember staying over. I think I remember staying over at the bank house when the Sanctuary was open. It was when they delayed the opening of Smiler. It was opening weekend. We stayed at the bank house. I remember that, and we had the Flintstones room, didn't we?
Oh no, I remember it was meant to open on that Thursday, wasn't it? The Smiler and it didn't because they didn't get the fire exit signed off.
Me, you, and Mark went, Mike.
Yeah, then Mark decided to go home and didn't stay the night for the next day.
I think he'd already skipped college or uni or something, and then he found out he skipped that for the Smiler, but then the Smiler didn't open. So me and you just stayed and had a few drinks.
That was so bad because they hyped that up that it was going to open on the Thursday.
Yeah.
And so everyone got there, and then on the Wednesday night we kind of got wind of it's not opening, and then your friend who kind of was helping, he was working at Towers upper. I'm not going to mention his name, but he said the fire exit didn't get signed off, so they couldn't open it.
Yeah, it was in a bad way. And then when it did open, or when we found out that it was opening, I remember we stood. There was a queue had formed, and
on that Friday.
Yeah, no one really knew it was opening, but
they did. Everyone leaked it. Like a few of you got told by certain people, and then some people leaked it, and it got everywhere. We
were getting moved away by management, and I messaged said friend, who was operator on its first day. He was
don't give away too much.
And I said to him, "What's happening?" And he basically said, "It's opening in like the next 30 minutes. Don't go anywhere."
Stay in the queue. Yeah, he said stay in the queue, didn't he?
The managers are telling us to go away. He said, "Don't." He said, "We're opening in the next half an hour." And it opened. And we were on like the 3rd or 4th ever public
What was
train.
your first ride like?
That's awesome.
Fantastic. I said, "Oh, it's better than Nemesis." Worst thing I've ever said.
Oh,
I was caught up in the hype. I was caught up in the hype.
I don't let him live that down, by the way, because he looked straight at me, didn't he, on the brake run and said better than Nemesis.
Yeah, but you said 6, the best coaster in the UK. So
Yeah,
I still stand by it. I still stand by it.
No,
Yeah,
we're not going into this
stand by it.
discussion.
do you remember the bandstand where it was going to have viewing platforms all around it and everything?
Mm-hmm.
That would have been brilliant.
It was going to be so much better than what it turned out, Smiler, I think.
Then I think it was Wardley who said at one of I think one of the
I think it was
attraction source things where they interviewed him, and he said the last bit of the budget spent is theming, because they questioned him why Air wasn't themed as well as it was meant to be, and he said all the money was spent by then.
Yeah, the Galactica could have been so good. It could have been so much. Yeah, our Rebecca come on set with us and she hated it. It was dreadful.
How painful was it?
And we hated it.
How what? Sorry.
How painful was it? I hear people
It's
saying
not
about how
really
painful
that-
it is.
It's not like
And
No,
that
it's
last
painful.
bit with all the
it's uncomfortable. It's really bad on the
Painful,
thighs.
yeah,
Like,
your
it's not
thighs.
comfortable. I'd rather have it overhead restraints, and it's
10
got a
times
rattle.
smoother than the Colossus.
Yeah, it's smoother than the Colossus, but it's
that's
got a
not
rattle.
a challenge, is it?
That's
Yeah.
definitely not a challenge, no.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I just didn't enjoy it, and it's absolutely not. The fact that is getting rated higher than Nemesis makes my blood boil.
You said Smiler
I
was
think
that?
it's
Yeah,
like
but-
with you
Yeah.
and Smiler. I think people just riding it and going, because I don't know if it was you I spoke to, Dan, or it might have been Theme Park James, and I turned to him when this was being talked about last year, I think, and I said, it's really weird. If you'd have told me in the early 2000s they're going to build a roller coaster like Colossus in 20 years and everyone's going to be really excited, I would have said, what are you on about? If you had told me
Well,
when Colossus, like a year after Colossus opened, in 20 years they're going to have a very similar coaster at Flamingoland and everyone's going to be really hyped, I would have gone, what
It
are you
sat
talking
in
about?
storage. It sat in storage for about 10 years, though, didn't it, in Brazil?
Many
It was
years,
it was in storage for a long time, wasn't it?
Oh, so was it planned for somewhere else?
Yeah, I think it was a park in Brazil it was planned for, and then it fell through because they couldn't get the funding for it.
They bought
So
it,
it already,
and then
it,
they
al-
never
yeah, they
built
bought it, and they had to give it away because I think the park went bust.
Well, I don't know if you give it away, but
Daniel says that about
Oh,
Nemesis.
I'm happy, love it.
What I'm going to ask is, what is going to be the best coaster in the UK for next season while Nemesis isn't about, in your opinion?
Icon.
Good question.
In all joking apart, I agree with Dan. Icon. I've grown fond of Icon this year. Ridden it quite.
What about
a few times
Enzo?
this
Do you
year.
like Enzo?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we had a good run
It's
on
good,
it,
but
so
it's not
we-
worth £15
each.
No.
Yeah, we paid £30 the day it opened, and
What the day it opened,
it
was
was day it opened because we all me, you, and him ran from Weatherspoons. Was he with us? Or
No,
me
it
and
was
Jay?
no.
Legged it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't.
We legged it from Weatherspoons because we found out it was open. We bought our tickets and we had a great ride on it.
Mm.
But
Did you have
it's
to
not
queue very
so-
long?
Well, sorry,
You have to queue very long.
No.
we walked on. No one pays it, do they? There's only enthusiasts that go on it, really.
There's
Looks
a
like-
guy
I think the
who
price will go down.
I
I
hope
thought
so.
Potentially.
we thought it would have gone down this year, but it never did. Apparently, it's only on loan. They've only lent it to Pleasure Beach, Macau.
Oh, so I'll take
That's
the car
what I've
back.
heard. I don't know how true that is. I've heard it's only on loan, but I don't know. Don't take that for gospel. That's just what I've heard. So whether it's going to go, I don't know. But I doubt
Do you
it
wanna,
because they made the station, haven't they?
Unless Jack's got anything he wants to talk about before we finish up, I was going to finish up talking about your new show on your channel. But has Jack got anything else he wants to?
no, go for it.
Do you want to talk about your new show, Paris and Dan? That's on your channel. Started last Friday.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's just a live chat. It's not really a
Oh,
show.
come on,
There's
big it
not-
up.
but listen,
It's
if
a
anyone
Nemesis
wants to
beater.
spend a Friday night, come and talk some random rubbish, talk theme
Literally
parks,
anything. It
talk
can be
anything.
anything.
get yourself a couple of beers.
Mhm.
That's what we do.
And
we
we're doing
sit
it
from
tomorrow.
7:00. We don't have a set time that it ends. If we're still talking after
At
3
12.
hours, we keep going.
7 a.m.
We take questions
PM.
in the chat. Questions in the chat.
No,
and
I was
we'll-
saying when it's going to end.
Oh, 7 a.m. I don't imagine.
Well, it can end whenever,
That'd be a long one. But
for as long as we're
Mike
talking.
and Stacey are on tomorrow.
Yeah,
with
we're coming
us.
on tomorrow
Yeah.
to talk. I
Yeah,
feel like there's a lot
anything.
less pressure being on someone else's show.
I know, I'm like that. Like, what do I do?
You won't though. You'll come on and you'll be like, I've got more pressure now.
Well, the thing is, Mike, there's, like I say, there's no topic. There's nothing
No, it's just anything.
to discuss.
A free-flowing chat.
Last
I
week
can
was the
imagine
first-
coming on and there's being dead air and me just going into like mode of let's keep the chat going.
I would say
Be like, oh, it's not my show.
We might be
seen what we
quizzed
were like before this.
by the people in the chat.
See
That'd
what
be
we were like,
awesome.
Mike, before this
talking about
stream
anything,
started.
yeah.
We were sat backstage
Chatting
and we
about
never stopped talking. And we
celebrations.
were like, we need to stop because we can talk about this tomorrow. But there's no topic of conversation. Whatever you wanted to speak about, life, theme parks, anything, doesn't matter. And have a drink and have a laugh. Chocolate.
Spoiler alert, we're going to be talking about
Yes.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Chocolate
But
beers.
Okay.
Just a random
Random chat.
Random
on a
chat.
Friday.
random chat,
Just
a
for
few
company
beers.
for people, like
So-
if they don't have any company or anything. Like,
Hopefully everyone in the chat will be there. I know why Rebecca probably will. Oh no, Rebecca's going Blackpool. She won't be.
she could be.
But yeah, we'll see
Watch
everyone
it on a
there.
device.
7 o'clock. A few beers.
Mhm.
Friday night with us.
Mandatory.
Looking forward to it. Be good.
We'll see you tomorrow.
What I was also say is, I don't know if you've seen my vlog, but you would have seen other people's posts about it. That Run Alton Towers weekend that happened last weekend. How quiet the park was. Would you be tempted to go in the future as a spectator?
I want to do the run.
To be honest, me and
I
Paris
agree.
went for our first run yesterday, and we might go for that next year.
Mm.
I've been thinking about doing it.
GoPro coming handy,
Because
won't it? Make it
Smiler,
vlog, breathing heavily.
Richard Smiler, who was called that before the coaster came about, he did the 10K on Saturday. We
Oh,
saw
yeah.
him. And considering
Wow.
he said he did no training, he didn't do too bad. He was just off an hour, I think.
Wow.
That's a good effort.
That's
That.
really good. Yeah, really good.
Especially
Because
with-
he kind of joked about the training, and I thought he was being serious. And I asked him how much training he'd done. He was like, none.
Well, me and Paris did 1 mile yesterday
Mhm.
for our first ever run, and it took us 14 minutes. So that puts into perspective how well everyone at Alton Towers did. Plus, there's a lot of elevation change at Alton
Yeah,
Towers.
there
It would
is.
be a tough run.
Oh yeah, and they changed the route apparently because they'd done it the first year as well.
Yeah, it's something we might look at next year, definitely. You know, maybe train for it and put the vlogging camera on, the GoPro.
I know Charlotte had hers on. I seen
It
Charlotte.
looks like a good
had it.
day out. We'd be tempted to do it next year. I mean, we went as spectators this time.
Yeah.
And it was, I think it was
Maybe
worth the
Let's
entry
all run
money.
together.
Yeah, definitely.
But even for people out there who just want to spectate in the chat, it's worth it. I think it's worth the 20 quid to get the low queues.
Mm.
We got on,
Yeah,
we got on
so.
20 rides, so we got a quid a ride. That's cheaper than the fare.
I'm hoping
No.
to like start like walking quite briskly at the minute until after Christmas, and then I'll start doing like the couch to 5.
Yeah, there's no point in training
hopefully.
before Christmas now.
So I
Christmas
just
coming
thought just
up.
get my knees used to it and
Celebration,
start losing
isn't
a
it?
bit more weight before I actually start jogging, and then yeah. Because Christmas,
yeah, for
I
me,
go the
Mike,
other way. I don't eat loads of chocolate. I just go the other way. If I can smell the chocolate near me as you go walking in the stores, I'm like, yeah, I feel like I've actually already had the chocolate.
Celebrations, mince pies, and Baileys. That's all I need on Christmas.
No crisps and picky snacks. That's what I'm on all
Picky
about.
snacks.
Yeah.
Do you do fireworks on New Year's? Do you do your own fireworks on New Year's?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do, yeah.
Go back, Mike, and watch our vlog from last New Year.
From New Year.
Jack and Hannah was
Jack's there.
round, and we bought some rockets,
So much.
and there were the heads on them like that.
Oh. Were they the King's
We
Crown?
didn't have a lot, did we? But we had good stuff.
They set them off in front of my car. Literally in front of the car. And I was like,
Go back
if
and
you
watch the
blow my
vlog.
car up, how am I going to get to work?
Daryl will be there.
Anyone going Towers opening day next
I've
year?
just renewed my annual pass
Most
yesterday.
definitely.
I got a platinum.
Ooh, depending on when it is,
Oh.
though. If it's through the week, then no.
Paris is still on gold for now, but we're going to do
No,
fireworks
I mean,
next.
basically,
next
like,
year,
if
aren't we?
it's through the week, I can't go because I'll be in school.
Alton Towers opens on a Saturday every year, so don't worry about it.
Also, I think just in case the Adventure Bears are watching this or going to watch it, they made a comment. I did talk to the Trek and Tailors, who we did a collab with it, and we saw who could get on the most rides last weekend. And the Sky Ride does count because we counted it. The Adventure Bears were questioning it.
So if anyone wants to see our previous video for that,
We got 2 rides
You
on
can go
Wicker
see
Man, both back
Oh.
row, one daytime, one
Yeah.
nighttime. It was brilliant.
yeah.
Do you not think the Sky Ride runs really bad in recent years? Like
Yeah.
it's really bad.
It stops so much.
Well, they've closed it a lot of times as well this year. Like
Yeah,
for
spent a lot of-
a whole day.
Yeah, it does break down a lot.
Mm.
But yeah, watch the Friday night. Is it Friday night live chat or Friday night chat?
Friday
Yeah,
Night Live
Friday
chat
Night Live
tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
Mike and Stacey, me and Paris, and everybody else is
In
in
the
the
chat.
comments, maybe in the chat. I
Live
don't know.
chat.
And watch
Live
last
chat.
week's one because Jack was on. That was good.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
And wait, fast forward to an hour 51 and listen to my horrific laugh. It is.
Oh, the Deirdre thing.
Deirdre.
She'll probably.
No, not even the Deirdre
She
thing.
done 2 really bad laughs
I did
last
2
week.
really bad laughs. One an hour and 51 in. I think the other one was like.
That bad, do you
2.5
remember
in.
exactly when they happened?
Well, it's because Jay messaged us and he was like, Paris laughed really bad at this point, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I've got this. I've got the TikTok here. if you
You've
can
got
hear
one
it.
of them.
It's like a
wheeze.
coughing laugh.
Like a
She
wheeze.
does.
But then the other one is,
Sounds like she smokes about 100 a day.
I don't. It's from COVID. COVID literally has like messed up my lungs, so I now laugh with a wheeze. So
I'm hoping to be at Towers opening day. I was about to press the comments then, Mike. I was thinking it was my stream.
Can you press them or not on your?
No. Imagine that.
Daryl, just a heads up. You've put see you both tomorrow. Paris and Brown. Paris is brown. Dan is ginger.
Paris and Brown.
Ginger. It's Paris
Dan
and
and Ginger as well.
It's brown and ginger. Ginger and brown. Smokers laugh, yeah.
But yeah, cheers everyone for watching. And cheers for coming on,
Don't forget to like.
Ginger and Brown again, and Theme Park Jack. I've put your
Thank you for having me.
YouTube's in the comments and stuff, and not comments, description. And
thank you for having us again.
Thank you.
Thanks for the sweets, guys, for our prize.
Thank you for the prize.
I will invoice you the dentist bill.
I didn't think you went to the dentist.
I don't.
We don't. So that's why we'll sign up now and get the massive bill.
But yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. But
Stacey.
I've got a video before the outro where you'll see who's coming on next week. But does anyone want to do my catchphrase before we go?
Go on,
So
Jack.
we'll see you.
Go on.
In the rear view, because for now we're gone.
Hi everybody! I'm James.
And I'm Sarah.
And we're the Trek and Tailors. And we're going to be speaking with Love to Explore next week about...
All things Disney and DVC membership, and most recently our run through Alton Towers. So we'll see you next week.
We will.